everybody. Welcome to the Night Crew. We are back again with another exciting show, and we have a wonderful panel lined up for you again, as usual. We have Kentucky Guy here, and we have Angela Thomas Smith, who seems to have disappeared. There she is. So, hello and welcome to the Night Crew. And
Thank
we
you for
have some
having us.
interesting, always. Let's see what we can get into here. First item, American soldier who crossed into North Korea is back in U.S. custody. Travis King, the young American soldier who crossed the border on foot from South Korea into North Korea in July, was back in U.S. custody Wednesday, U.S. officials confirmed. North Korea announced earlier Wednesday that it would expel King with the totalitarian state's tightly controlled media saying he had confessed to entering the country illegally. King was first sent across North Korea's border into China, where he was transferred to U.S. custody. U.S. officials said there were no concessions made by Washington to secure King's release. King appeared to be in good health and good spirits as he makes his way home, a U.S. official said, adding that he was also very happy to be coming back. It wasn't clear when King might return to the U.S., as American officials only said Wednesday that he was heading from China to a U.S. military base. And there is his picture. So I'm glad that we're getting him back. That's good. The big question is what's going to happen to him now? You know, he did some things that he wasn't supposed to do in the military, and I think he'll probably either get court-martialed or he'll get, I don't know, maybe an administrative discharge or both. But anyway, he has some things to face up to, but I'm certainly glad that we've got him back in America, and I hope it all works out for him. So what do you think, Kentucky Guy?
Well, I don't. How did we get him back without any successions? Is the
I
only
don't
thing
know.
that's
I
the
don't
only
know.
thing that puzzles me on the whole story. Yeah, he'll be court-martialed, of course, but it's still got to be better, man, than than those other country prisons. So,
Yeah.
but I I I don't buy that we didn't do anything. Didn't we? Didn't we actually discuss a topic on here a couple episodes ago that they made a deal with North Korea of so much money for trading or something like that?
Yeah, we had, well, I forget who it was, what country it was, but we traded several of our prisoners we had of theirs who were really criminals. And we got a couple of reporters back that were they had, plus we give them freed all their money up or something like that. I think it was Iran money. We unfroze their money.
Yep. So why would that cost us so much? And now they have a prisoner who admitted that he did something illegal there, and it didn't cost us anything. It doesn't make any sense.
I agree. It's very, very interesting. So I guess there's more to the story that we just don't know about, huh?
I believe. I think you're. I think so.
Surprise, surprise, right?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, I believe it's more to the story than they're saying. It has to be.
Yeah,
And I remember, I remember when they first talked about this story and how he just freely just freely just went and just went with the crowd. So like really, what was the whole agenda? Like what was his
yeah.
thinking? So what I don't know. It has to be
I
so
don't
much
remember
more to
why he
this.
did it. I don't remember why he did it, or if they even told
I mean,
us.
he
I
just
don't know.
went, he just walked, he just went over there, he just blended in with the crowd. I remember them showing footage, but they
Yeah,
never said why. They just talked about how he just blended in and just walked away.
yeah.
You know,
I can't.
still we don't know. So what's the why? And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden he just can just come back and ain't nobody saying nothing. They just act like ain't nothing happened. So
Yeah.
after a while, what's really gonna happen? They gonna brush it under the rug. We not really gonna know because something else is gonna happen, and then they gonna figure we forget about it
Yeah.
because they
Yeah.
never went into details of why this man even over there and why. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It's very interesting.
I think you hit the Angela. You hit it right on the head. They're going to. I think there's more to the reason why he was over there, and I'm just wondering if one of our three-letter agencies weren't behind this, and maybe that's why
Hmm.
they're keeping it so hush hush. Hmm.
Who
Interesting.
knows? I mean, it's not like he's an important military person. He's a private, and
Yeah,
they
but who
wouldn't
is he though?
consider him any big deal.
But do we really know him? Like I tried to research him and couldn't find anything.
Really?
Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't
so
know.
Right.
who is he? Kind of like that meatball story. Who is he?
Beats me. More will be revealed, I suppose, huh?
Hope so.
Yeah. I His mother was on the one news show. I don't remember. She had something to say about. It seems to me she had something to say about his mental state before he went in to the army. Maybe he's had some issues or something. Uh, I don't
Isn't don't
know.
they test you for that kind of stuff or
I I
Yeah,
don't remember the
supposedly
details.
that's
What she
what they
said.
do during the mental evaluation. I thought,
right? Yeah. Hmm.
but who knows? I mean, a
Yeah, who
body
knows?
is a body.
Yeah,
A body is a body nowadays.
And right now,
Everything got value.
right. And right now, it's so hard to get people. People aren't signing up for this woke military stuff. They don't want anything to do with it, so they're missing their numbers all the way around. So I look for even more of that, just to let them on
yeah.
in, no matter if
I
they
don't think
qualify or
that
not.
I don't think people feel all that patriotic nowadays.
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, they feel like they can't trust their government. They can't trust the news sources.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, people are
yeah.
just,
They say I'm not going to support a country that I don't even believe in.
and
And,
and that's a shame too. It really
yeah,
is,
it
because
is.
we can turn this around. We really can, but it's going to take all of us. It's going to take
Yeah,
getting back to the grassroots,
Yeah, but
voting,
people
watch
have
who
to
you put on
understand
your
that in
board of
order for change
education.
to come, you have to be willing to change. And if you're not willing to change, then change is not coming. And that's what we have to understand. We can't keep thinking that doing the same thing is going to bring change.
yeah,
We've been doing this forever. So if we won't change, then we have to put change in action. It can't just be something that we just constantly say. We have to be that change. So
yeah,
Well, that's
what are we working on? You know what I'm saying? What are we working on? If we not happy with the people that are in office, then when was the last time you ran for office? When was the last time you even voted? When was the last time you went and sit in on a meeting? When was the last time you was active? These are the questions that we need to ask. And we need to start asking them in our community. Because guess where it starts at? It starts in our community. It starts
yeah,
locally before you can even go nationally. Yeah.
yep. I agree 100%. And the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and getting the same result.
yeah,
And that's what a lot of us are doing. We are living in a life of insanity and we calling it life. So I
yeah,
ask people all the time, are you living or is life happening around you? And what is life? When
yeah,
was the last time you showed somebody love? See, we've taken a lot of things out of the equation. When was the last time you inspired somebody? When was the last
yeah,
time that you not moved in fear, because a lot of us we fear the unknown. For what? What can it do to you? Well, that's what we do, and then we sabotage those that step out on faith and will believe, because they got it. They willing to evolve because guess what? They have the opportunity to educate, empower, and encourage somebody else, and they realize that it's not about them, but it's about everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
I actually tried running for office in 2020. Of course, the millionaire beat me out. I didn't have any money. Hey, I tried.
That's
But
good.
yeah,
At least you tried.
We keep trying.
Yeah.
You know, at least you can say, "Hey, I did that. I tried."
Yeah.
A lot of us we can't say that because we sitting and we watching. We not even trying. Like a lot of people, they have stuff to say, but they won't get on these podcasts. They won't get on these shows. They won't share their perspective. But then when things don't go their way, then they want to march. They want to burn down stuff. They want to picket. They want to. I mean, when was the last time you got on a panel and actually had a conversation and heard somebody else's perspective and tried to figure out how can we come together? See, we've lost that. We've lost that.
Yeah.
And everybody is not so patriotic. There's some people that still believe in supporting the country and believe in the country, believe that there are some right people out here. There's some good people. There's still good people out here in this world. Everybody's not corrupt. Everybody's not racist. Everybody's not a manipulator. There's still good people out here. My baby's right now overseas. He's in Guam. He's been on that ship now. I don't even remember. It seems like he's been gone for years, but he hadn't been gone that long. He's been gone about 6 months. But he represents. He supports our country. He fights for our country. He's been doing it now for almost 8 years in the Navy. So I support the military. I support those that believe in this country and want what's right for this country, for everybody.
Yeah. So, first of all, tell your son that I definitely, thank him for his service. I think that's great. Fantastic. And then, just on kind of play devil's advocate, I can understand why some people they're afraid. It's not so much that they don't want to do something, but they're afraid because you do have, I call them keyboard warriors, who get on there as soon as you say something they disagree with, they just, they go right after you. Me personally, this is why I have a pen name I started years ago, because I've received death threats just because of my political views. It's crazy. It is. It's stupid. But it happens. So I can kind of understand why some people, but you're spot on. Everybody's got to get involved. And I tell people all the time on my show, if you see somebody being mistreated, especially by a government agency or something, do not stand by and not say anything. Yell at the top of your lungs. The loudest voice wins. And we got to help. We got to help each other now. That's what we were put on earth to do. And it's going to take us helping each other and sticking up for each other to get anywhere, to get past all this.
Yeah. Good deal. Well, hello, Bob.
Hi, Steve. How are you?
I'm okay. You look comfortable.
I am.
Well, glad you could join us.
I almost slept through the program, but I got up just in the nick of time.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you did.
Sleep. What's
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
We're talking about the soldier that got returned from North Korea.
Uh-huh.
Did you hear about that?
I heard about it. That's always good. I hope they didn't have to pay too much or anything for it. But it's always good when they get returned home.
Yeah, it is. And they're saying they didn't have to concede anything. So
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All righty, let's see what's next. UAW president slams Trump's labor record ahead of Michigan rally. The auto workers union leader blasted Donald Trump on CNN Tuesday night, foreshadowing a chilly reception ahead of the former president's planned visit to Michigan Wednesday. I don't think the man has any bit of care about what our workers stand for, what the working class stands for. United Auto Workers President Sean Fain told CNN's Blister, adding that he will not meet with Trump while he's in town. He serves the billionaire class, and that's what's wrong with this country. Trump skipped the second Republican primary debate in California Wednesday night, opting instead to speak with current and former members of the Auto Workers Union on the 13th day of their strike. Workers began striking after their 4-year contracts expired, and the three major automakers, General Motors, Stellantis, and Ford, did not meet the union's demands. The event was held at a non-unionized auto parts supplier located near Detroit. Fain called it a pathetic irony that the former president chose a non-union venue to host a rally for union members, slamming Trump's record on labor. Well, I guess he's not a Donald Trump supporter, and yeah, Trump doesn't really have a record of caring about, the people on the bottom. He does represent the billionaire class. And unless he was lying about all of his financial records, he is a billionaire. But then again, after what we're finding out in New York, and they already determined he's a fraud and about to throw him out of the state as far as doing business there. And so I don't know, but it is interesting. But I know if you watched any of the GOP debate last night, if you want to call it that, it was more like a comedy act. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched a few clips of it on the news, and it was really pathetic. So Trump won that debate, and he didn't even show up. So that's interesting. What do you think about that, Angela?
Wow. Well, it's apparently he feel like a lot of people feel that Trump is he's not for them workers, so he's wasting his time by coming. So on this one I have to agree with him. he don't care about them workers. He just doing this for show.
Yeah,
He doing it for show.
I agree. But he still won that debate. Wouldn't you agree on that?
He don't have to show up for nothing. He gonna win. I mean,
That's
he just it is just what it is.
Well, I agree. What do you think about that, Bob?
I think, well, CNN isn't the most trusted news source anymore. So and a union guy, what's he going to say? I believe that Trump is for the working people. I believe that's his strongest base of support is working people. He's fighting for them. A lot of people don't want to believe that, but I believe he's for them. I don't think he would subject himself and his family to everything he's going through just to be, hobnobbing with the other billionaires. He's put himself through a lot just to run for president. I don't think it's been a picnic for him. He didn't have to do this, and I think he's made a lot of sacrifices to try to make our country better.
Okay. Kentucky guy.
So first thing, let me say amen to everything Bob just said. I agree 100%. He had a comfortable life. He didn't have to do any of this. He didn't. This guy has been persecuted for how many years now? And he's getting ready. Like Angela said, he's going to win it again. He's going to win it again. Of course, he won it last time, but he's going to be even persecuted even more when he gets back in there. Now let's talk about the auto workers union, the guy that was on CNN, right? So first of all, this gentleman, he is he just got in this position in March of this year. By the way, he's been in there, 6 months or less? And he is very, very radical. If you look at the demands that he made to General Motors on the reason for this strike, if you dig down into it a little bit, wow. He's not asking for a normal raise. I thought all along he was asking for normal raises. That's not true. He is asking for way out of the ballpark normally. Now, I will agree that Trump doesn't have a huge track record with the Auto Workers Association. However, you have to remember something. Who do they support? They always, always, always support Democrats. Always. And, even with that, though, he did do a few things for the car industry, right? What did he do? He saved the Ford Motor Plant in Michigan from opening a new plant in Mexico. You guys remember that? That helped the auto industry. Yeah, and so this Faines guy, I looked him up a while back when this all started happening. And he used to be a supporter of Bernie Sanders and the Democratic Party. He is a supporter of Bernie Sanders. Sorry. But he wanted to put pressure on Democrats into enacting laws like the card check recognition and different things that really support unions. However, this guy is all about money in his pocket. Money in his pocket. Because if you look back in history, the previous administration, hold on 1 second, sorry. Oh yeah, Trump also repealed the previous Obama's administration costly fuel economy regulations by finalizing the Safe, Affordable Fuel Efficient Act. This helped the car industry, and it lowered the price of a new vehicle by $2,200, made it more affordable. So, and then this guy was selected by the UAW president at that time, Bob King, in 2009 to serve as the UAW Chrysler National Negotiating Committee. This gentleman, who's talking about how he's there for his guys, endorsed the savage cuts imposed by the Obama's Auto Task Force. These include reducing all the wages of all new hires by 50%, eliminating the cost of living adjustment, expanding the use of temporary part-time employees, which, part-timers, they don't get benefits. So therefore you lose the full-time guys, they lose their job because it's cheaper to hire part-time, and the laying off of thousands of workers. So you tell me, this is this guy's history. Anybody can look it up. It's all facts. You tell me, how credible is he in what he had to say? I'll leave it at that.
Well, I'm also a supporter of Bernie Sanders. I think he got screwed in 2 elections. So I'm one of them.
No, I was no, wait a minute. I'm not putting down Bernie Sanders. That was just a part of the article I was going over.
Okay.
It was trying to say that he was a Democrat, but he still tried to pressure them to pass laws and that.
Yeah. Okay, anything else on that one? Let's see what's next here. Amazon's antitrust case evokes the fate of Sears and the rise of Walmart. The Federal Trade Commission finally pulled the trigger this week, filing its much anticipated antitrust complaint against Amazon for, among other things, using pricing and other tactics that unfairly punished merchants selling on its platform. Amazon is now exploiting its monopoly power to enrich itself, according to FTC Chair Lana Khan. I'm no legal analyst, but as an expert in the retail industry, I'm scratching my head over the notion that, especially in this digital age, any retailer could create, let alone maintain, a true monopoly. For one thing, retailers that used to rely on Amazon are discovering that it's possible to go direct to consumers. The fast-growing category now represents nearly 20% of all online sales, according to consulting firm KPMG. For another low-price competitor, platforms like Temu and Shein are gaining traction and nipping at Amazon's heels. What I tell you, I don't have a whole lot of applause for Jeff Bezos. I'm not a fan of his. I don't like the way he monopolizes. I don't like the way he hoards billions of dollars that could be used for more constructive purposes. He historically does not treat his employees well. But I feel kind of hypocritical saying all that since I'm a big Amazon shopper. So maybe I should do something about that. I don't know. But they're just so convenient, you know. I order something online and 2 days later it's at my doorstep. So can't get that kind of service anywhere else. So anyway, that's where I stand on that one. What do you think, Bob?
Well, Amazon is very convenient. I usually like to side shop, but they usually get a good price at Amazon and it arrives at your door without all the hassles of having to go to the store. So I'd like to see, yeah, like you said, less of a monopoly. Although there's eBay and some of these other things out there, so I'm not sure what the Federal Trade Commission, what their beef is with them. Let's see, for
So they
using
were
pricing
saying that
and
they
other
were
tactics.
overcharging. They were overcharging on shipping and things of that nature.
Really?
That was
Okay.
they was misrepresentation of pricing or whatever. Those were some of the things
Well,
that they were saying.
yeah, maybe they need some more competition. That will lower the prices probably on some of this other stuff.
Yeah, I would love to have the same kind of service out of somebody local, you know, mom and pop store
Yeah.
or whatever, but they can't afford to compete with Amazon.
Yeah. It's
And
amazing what you can get on there. I
no,
mean,
because
they have everything.
Amazon got warehouses on every corner.
Yeah.
They got one about
Yeah,
15
they got
miles.
warehouses on every corner.
Sometimes I order from Amazon and get it the next day, you know, if it's in the local distributor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes you can order it, and if it's available and it's in the area, like it's an Amazon up the street. It's a big warehouse right up the street from where my mom lived here in Union City. I'm talking about it's a big facility, and that's not the only one in this area. We got one on across you go across the bridge and up 2 more streets, there's another one, and then you go over to the little city around the corner, there's another one. There's like 5 or 6 Amazons within 10 miles, and they're all
Really?
distribution centers. And one of the larger ones is right at the end of this street right here. I'm telling you, my mom, she say, you know how Amazon get ready to process your card, it send you an email letting you know that your that your order is on the way. So she got a notification, and her order was coming to the door. like we right up the street. So
Yeah.
if they have it, they send it out.
Yeah.
That's just how they are. But you have places like what is it, Sheen and Timu that are competing with the prices and the product and the things of that nature. But as far as the delivery, they're having to use like third party deliveries like FedEx and UPS and whatever. So that's the one up that Amazon have against these other and that's the gonna be the monopoly that they're gonna always have because
Yeah.
you think about Timu, they are all the way in China. So of course they don't have their own delivery company here. But the fact that they're able to push that product out as fast as they're able to do it too, that's taken a lot from Amazon too. But I don't know what the issue is.
I have never used Timu or Sheen. I don't know what kind of service they have. They are becoming popular, it seems.
They're real popular. They are really popular with a lot of these. I see. Well, I know for Timu, my sister used them a lot. But a lot of these content creators, for those that use social media, I see them pushing that a lot in a lot of their different videos and stuff. Sheen and that Timu.
Yeah.
And it's their prices and what they marketing is their prices and delivery and they're able to be to your door within them short amount of time. I don't know where and how they getting it so quick or what they're doing, but that's one of the things that they are marketing.
Yeah.
And those are two of the hot things that's competing with Amazon right now.
So you got any Amazon warehouses in your neighborhood, Kentucky guy?
No, the closest one to us is 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
But so we've got to get a handle. Amazon reminds me of big tech like Facebook, Google, YouTube, and we've got to get a handle on this because they're just they're out of control, you know. And I'm actually glad to see that the Federal Trade Commission is actually stepping up to this. Back in July or June of this year, uh, they brought charges against them for oh man, what was it? It was something else illegally that they were doing, and it surprised me when I first read it. This is for
Probably the
main.
Alexa. Was it the
What's
Alexa?
that? Yes, listening in. Yes,
Was it the Alexa?
customers.
The Lixon device?
Yep, customers' private conversations. That was it. Yep. And this is mainly on Monopoly and how they're keeping
Well,
it.
there's a lot that I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
There's what they call neighborhood Wi-Fi. You know how they're gonna be able to tap into like people not gonna have to be able to they're gonna have to purchase Wi-Fi anymore because they're gonna be able to tap into Amazon. And I found that really strange. They call it some kind of neighborhood Wi-Fi where you're gonna be able to share Wi-Fi with your neighbors. And you're not really gonna have to be able, you're not really gonna have to purchase it from say AT&T or um um Infinity or whatever your local Wi-Fi company is, HTC or whatever it is. You're gonna be able to get it from Amazon, and they're gonna be tapping in. Have you heard about that? Have
No, I
It's
haven't.
called neighborhood something, and they said what it is. These and they've been introducing it with the Alexa and all this different stuff, showing us that you can, because my Alexa, different people tell me that my Alexa let them know that different things are happening and all of this, and you can be sitting in your room having a conversation and the Alexa just start playing music or just start talking. So it's just like they just gathering information.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can tap into this because Alexa runs on Wi-Fi. Alexa hooked up to your Amazon account. So everything that you do, everything that you do is fed back to Amazon. So it picks up all of your different things that you do. If you use your Alexa to turn your TV on and off, to turn your lights on and off, just different stuff. Like this Alexa is just taking in so much of everything that you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, and then I'm talking about even to the point to where you can put different things on your phone and it's connected to that Alexa. Like I get notifications on my phone from my Alexa, and I'm all the way here in my Alexa in Myrtle Beach.
Now, I don't have, I didn't purchase an Alexa, but I do have the Amazon Fire Stick. And it's got that Alexa feature on it. And I can say, Alexa, find wrestling or
All of the
find the news
Echo,
or whatever, and it does it.
it's all of it. It's all of it, and it all goes like it's just like Amazon just have his hand in everything because it does cloud the cloud storage, and I mean it's everything. It has its hand in everything.
Yeah.
You know,
And
one
I'm
thing that
sure they got the best lawyers, no matter what happens, I'm sure they can probably afford better lawyers than the government can.
one thing that we failed to mention,
Because you think about this man started out when he started out with books. This was all about books and providing a platform for books to be distributed. That's what he started out when he first started. That's what this was all about. And then now he done went from books to shipping everything to I'm talking about medicine. You got the Amazon pharmacy. You got the cloud where you can store data. I mean, it's just everything. Like it's just so much. The echoes, it's just a lot.
Yeah. Kentucky guy, what was you
you
gonna
know what
say?
yeah, one thing that we haven't mentioned is when they first filed, this all started back in June, and when they first filed the complaint against Amazon, and this has always got me. Anytime that somebody, an agency, especially a government agency, breaks a routine or breaks away from the norm, I always have to wonder about it because Amazon put out a statement, and if you fact check it, it is true that the Federal Trade Commission announced the lawsuit and didn't give them any notice whatsoever about they were being investigated or the lawsuit. And that's very odd because normally in a case like this, there's no surprise tactics. They usually work with the company, at least hear their side of the story before filing a lawsuit. So maybe we don't have all the facts. I don't know. I know the biggest thing that concerned me about the lawsuit was in June when it first came up was the tricking people into signing up for Amazon Prime. Uh, that's $100 a year. That's a lot of people can't afford that. We have Amazon Prime. I can't put Amazon down because we buy from there like every day.
Yeah.
And the TEMU, we buy from there too. Their customer service, somebody was asking about, is great. Great. We order a lot of stuff from there. But
Yeah.
anyways, I just, the Federal Trade Commission, I think they're trying to do the right thing. I just don't understand why they broke the order in which things happen. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Would you agree that Bezos probably can afford better lawyers than the government?
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, no problem. The problem is that who owns the three parts of our government, right? Judicial is one of them. So
Bezos probably owns a few countries, if truth be known.
yeah, he's what, number 3 now, right? Richest guy in America.
Something like that, yeah. All righty, anything else on that topic? Let's see what else we can find here. There we go. Is government shutdown unavoidable? Hopes dim as deadline nears. Gates threatens McCarthy ouster. Congress is starkly divided over very different paths to preventing a federal shutdown. The Senate charging ahead with a bipartisan package to temporarily fund the government, but the House is slogging through a long shot effort with no real chance of finishing by Saturday's deadline. With days remaining before a federal closure, the stakes are rising with no resolution at hand. A shutdown would furlough millions of federal employees, leave the military without pay, disrupt air travel, and cut off vital safety net services. And it would be politically punishing to lawmakers whose job is to fund government. President Joe Biden, who earlier this year reached a budget deal with Speaker Kevin McCarthy that became law, believes it's up to the House Republicans to deliver. A deal is a deal, said White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre. This is for them to fix. Well, I've always heard that pro is the opposite of con, so what is the opposite of progress? That'd be Congress. Anyway, I don't think they're going to come together on anything between now and Saturday. And there's a few people in the GOP that's out to get McCarthy anyway. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is one of them, and there's 2 or 3 more of them. But they're out to get him anyway, and I don't know, it's going to be a mess. I hate to see it happen because it's going to hurt a lot of people. So we'll see what happens. What do you think, Kentucky?
We can't put all this blame on McCarthy though. And I know that the Freedom Caucus, I know they love to do that. Matt Gaetz and those guys. When you, in any type of negotiation, it takes 2 people to negotiate. McCarthy can't do it all. And I mean, he can't do it all himself. The White House is refusing to budge whatsoever. So I don't understand, election years, I don't understand. This is what frustrates me about my party, the GOP. Why in the world are they going at each other and not pointing the finger at the White House? It makes 0 sense to me. I just, let's be honest. If the White House would budge a little bit, give a little bit, take a little bit, this would have been over with months ago. And now, there's a lot of things that a lot of people that get hurt on a government shutdown. Your veterans, they get hurt on a government shutdown. Your parks, your federal parks aren't taken care of. And think about all the federal jobs out there that when this shuts down, we're not going to have. It hurts a lot of people.
Yeah.
Hurts not only their pocketbook, but their pride and, things of that nature. And once again, I'm not a huge Kevin McCarthy fan, but the guy can't do it on his own. It takes 2 to tango. So.
Yeah, and another thing that bugs me about all this, even though a lot of other people ain't going to get paid, Congress and Senate will keep getting paid. Their pay will not be interrupted.
Yep.
What do you think, Bob?
Matt Gaetz is my rep here in Congress in the Panhandle in Florida. and there's some people think he wants to run for governor. So he's kind of like, positioning himself to kind of, take the spotlight on this. And it's kind of like a trial run for him. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. I have more faith in other Republicans than I do McCarthy. I think McCarthy is, he. I like. Usually, I agree with Gates more than I agree with McCarthy. Let's put it that way.
All righty. Angela, what do you think?
I'm gonna pass on this one.
Okay. Did you have anything else to say on that Kentucky guy?
No, I was just laughing at Angela because I was thinking about passing when you first asked me to. This is a touchy subject, man. I mean, it affects a lot of people.
Yeah.
And and you're right about Matt Gaetz. I definitely am more of a fan of his than I am McCarthy's. The one thing I do like about Gaetz is he stands his ground strong, where McCarthy can be wishy-washy a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So that's the one thing I like about Gaetz. And they tried everything to get Gaetz out of there. They made up false things about him having an affair on his wife and this and that, and even female trafficking, and it was all BS, And he stood it, and he didn't go, and he did not give up his seat. I was so worried he was going to resign and step down because they came hard after him last year or 2 years ago, and he stood his ground, and I think we're better off for it. We need more people like him representing us in the House and in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
We will see what happens.
Oh boy, can we skip that one?
This is a strange story here. Taylor Swift causes media frenzy, cheering on Travis Kelce at Kansas City Chiefs game amid dating rumors. Let's see here. Taylor Swift may soon be replacing her Eagles t-shirt hanging from the door with a Kansas City Chiefs jersey. The pop star and self-professed Philadelphia Eagles fan caused a media frenzy on Sunday when she was spotted cheering on Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce amid dating rumors as the team took on the Chicago Bears. Though the Chiefs pummeled the Bears 41-10, all eyes were on Swift as the broadcast cut to her reactions at big moments in the game, including her appearing to shout, "Let's fucking go," as Kelce scored a touchdown, adding to rumors about a budding romance between Swift and Kelce. The anti-hero singer cozied up to Kelce's mom, Donna, during the game. Kelce and Swift later left together in a football player's convertible, sparking many getaway car-related tweets. This is humorous, I mean, Taylor Swift does have a lot of talent, but her particular style of singing never was my cup of tea. But anyway, anything with her, it's, wow, you would think she was the most important person in the world. I read somewhere else that viewers went crazy. I think there was 2 or 3 times more people watched that game than there normally would be, just because she was in the stands, or not in the stands, in the executive suites overhead. But that was interesting. What do you think, Kentucky guy?
Well, first of all, if I was that football player, I would be scared to death to date her, because if he breaks up with her, she's just going to make a song about it. That's what she does. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say about this. I mean, here's the thing. It brings me to something else that I've been talking about a lot, though. We got to stop making these celebrities like our heroes or people we look up to. They're not all, actually, most of them aren't great people. And really, if you look at them, you don't want your kids to be looking up to them if you dig into them. And we've got to stop that. You've got to pass your church. You've got great school teachers out there. You have a lot of people that you can make your kids heroes and look up to. We got to stop putting these celebrities on a pedestal and talking about them so much. It's driving me crazy.
I had there was a more humorous football story than this one. I don't know if you got to it, Steve. You want to hear about it?
Go ahead.
It was this guy, Tyreek Hill, who plays for the Dolphins. You know who he is? He's a receiver for the Miami Dolphins. He was saying he wanted to retire early because after football he wants to become a porn star. That was all over the news. Did you see that one?
I didn't.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know, right? I told somebody, hey, he's got a set of priorities.
Oh, well.
This Taylor Swift thing, though, it's just the usual media running with something. It's just nonsense.
Yeah, it is, but I thought it would be good for a few laughs anyway.
Yeah.
Angela, you got anything on that one?
I have to agree with Kentucky guy. We just have to be mindful of just having all these celebrities as our idols and as our role models, putting them on pedestals, making them more than what they are. I didn't know nothing about this. I definitely wasn't tuned in. So,
Yeah.
But each is his own. So, it is what it is.
And here is another celebrity that I had never heard of until I read this article. Who is Meatball? Social media star arrested for inciting Philadelphia riot and looting stores. Social media influencer Deja Blackwell, aka Meatball, was arrested on Tuesday night for inciting mass looting in Philadelphia. Per police, around 15 to 20 rioters have been arrested in the widespread crime that involved the looting of Lululemon, Apple, and Foot Locker stores. Blackwell is known for selling poorly made clothes while sitting in a bathtub with dirty water. The outlet reveals that her car was stopped at the traffic when she was going away from the crime scene. She lied to the police, saying that she and her friends were outside just to fill up on gas. However, the videos circulating on social media were incriminating enough for the police to arrest her. So this is one of them celebrities, like, seems to be an influencer, and I'd never heard of her. But I don't know, it's just a crazy story. And I heard about the looting up there, and so I was researching it, looking at different articles, and this came up, and I said, wow, I never heard of this celebrity. So what do you think about that one? Kentucky guy, go ahead.
So I Googled this. I never heard of this person either. So I Googled him when you first sent this out earlier today. And man, for a long time I had the wrong person. There's believe it or not, a drag queen called Meatball.
Oh, really?
Called me, yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I was thinking it was the person from this article. And I'm reading this, and then I'm like, whoa, and I'm like, I don't see anything about being on the internet though. So I've done a little bit of digging. But anyways, this is retarded. When is this? Are they still clinging on to the summer of love, or what? What are they doing? What are they writing about? What was the purpose? There's been nothing in the news, like as far as any court cases. That's usually what riots happen over. or anything of that nature. So what was the purpose of the riot?
They were supposedly, there was a police officer that killed somebody and they didn't charge him or something like that.
Okay. I didn't see that.
Now,
Okay.
evidently that's one of them that didn't get a whole lot of publicity.
And it's getting to the point where they just look for an excuse, right?
Yeah.
Antifa, Antifa, Black Lives Matter. And I'll tell you something about Black Lives Matter. I'm a huge supporter of the concept of that group. I think that group, when it was built, it had the correct concept. And if they would have just kept it that way, they could have done so much good. So much good. But you had a couple radicals get in there and George Soros, and they just, it's just like Antifa now. It's violent. And it just, I don't know. I think that group was built out of good and positive influences. And it just, well, you guys can see what it is now. It's just every riot, they're part of it for some reason.
Yeah. So what do you think, Angela? Have you ever heard of Meatball?
I have never heard of Meatball, but all of it is silly to me. The things that people do to get attention, the things that people do to get seen, they do so much on social media as influencers, and then you often hear stories like this where they have been arrested because of incriminating evidence that they have posted themselves. So people do anything for a little fame, for a little money. Like they say, they'll sell their soul. But
Yeah.
each its own. I'm about positive. I'm about shedding positive light. I want everybody to know that they have a purpose on this earth. You may not be everybody's cup of tea, so enjoy your champagne. Don't worry about everybody sipping on your tea. Enjoy your champagne, and make sure that you are enjoying the best life that you can enjoy. But see, we get so caught up in what everybody else is doing and trying to be like everybody else that we lose focus on our journey and what our journey is supposed to be.
Yeah, well said. Bob?
Nope, never heard of meatball, but I have heard of spaghetti.
When I first read this, I thought about the rock singer Meatloaf. I've heard of him. But
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
No, it's meatloaf, right?
yeah, it's Meatloaf.
meatloaf. Yeah.
Oh, well, Kentucky guy, got anything else to say about that one?
No, I don't think there's a whole lot to say about. Maybe she ought to call up Taylor Swift and they do something together.
Hey,
We'll talk about that on the next episode.
I guarantee you she ain't as popular as Taylor Swift.
No.
Has she reached billionaire status yet?
Who?
Taylor Swift.
I would say so, right?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she was just on the CMAs and won how many awards? I mean,
I don't know.
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
yeah.
They've just about put her in the Holy Trinity,
And plus, she started when she was 16, and she's in her late 20s now. Yeah, she's been doing. Oh yeah, she's reached that status
Yeah.
probably twice.
Yeah. I can't imagine how much her tickets are. They're probably several $100s.
Yeah, they weren't bad. My daughter went to a show last year, I think, or year before. It wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
about $100. Yeah.
Was that one of them seats way up in the sky, 10 miles away?
Oh, I'm sure it was because I'm not paying $300 for it to
Yeah.
sit close. She doesn't need Taylor Swift's sweat on her.
Yeah. Yeah, when I remember back in the 70s and 80s when I was going to concerts, everybody could afford them. You know, it wasn't no big deal, but nowadays you have to have a huge salary just to go to a concert. Everything went crazy.
Yeah,
Oh,
our
well,
technology, as in technology increases, so do the prices on everything else.
yeah, yeah. All righty, we have went through all of our topics for this evening. Unless anybody has another one they want to suggest. What are we gonna do to wake up Bob? I don't know. All righty, let's go ahead and do our plugs. And so if you want to do that, Bob, you want to plug something, brother?
Well, my book, A Flicker in the Water, if you like to read about the ocean and the fish, and there's even some spiritual things in there and educational things about our seas people can enjoy.
All right.
Flickerinthewater.com is my website.
Okay. Kentucky guy?
Against the Mat Wrestling Podcast. I co-host that with Donnie Cage. We just dropped an episode a couple days ago, getting ready to drop another one. A lot of things happening in the world of wrestling. WWE's let go of over 30 talent wrestlers. And so, check us out for all the latest news and headlines.
Yeah.
We drop at least 2 episodes a week. So
And we need to start a wrestling news podcast. What do you think?
that's what that's what it is.
I'm individual on YouTube.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Would
I'll
you
help
be
you.
I have a question for
I'd be
a
interested.
question for Kentucky. I have a question for Kentucky guy. What was the question? Do you like fishing or the ocean or anything like that?
Oh yeah.
Have
I
you
love
ever
to
read
fish.
The Old Man and the Sea? Have you
I
ever read
have.
The Old Man and the Sea?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
You know, Mariel
Long-
Hemingway wrote the foreword for mine.
Really?
Yeah.
What was the name of your
Yeah,
book
check it
again?
out. A Flicker in the Water. My website is flickerinthewater.com.
I will, sir. I will check that out.
But-
Yeah,
yeah,
I
check
read
it
the Old
out.
Man. I read The Old Man in the Sea in high school.
Yeah, that was a great
Yeah,
I love that story.
yeah, yeah.
That was a great story. I think I've seen the movie. I don't think I read the book.
Yeah.
And then for all of you that like to follow current events and politics and all that good stuff, I do host the Red Pill Current News podcast. We have several people. We've had several different interviews on there and what have. So get a chance, check us out. We have a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
I've listened to it and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, see, I'm not. Everybody thinks I'm this big, far right guy. No, I listen to everybody. We've had liberals on there. We've had all kinds of people on there.
Okay. Angela, I know you got a lot going on.
Well, yes, I have a book dropping on October the 1st. It is a domestic violence awareness devotional. It's a 31-day devotional. Me and two other individuals, we actually share bits of our journey as a domestic violence survivor inside of this book. You can follow me at Linktree, Queen of Collaborations. Of course, I'm on a couple of podcasts where I just allow my voice to speak. If I see something, I want to do something about it. So I want to be that change that I desire in this world. And in order for me to be that change, I have to share my perspective and to share those things that I'm passionate about. So that's what I do. And again, like always, I have to thank you guys for allowing me to grace this space with you and to share my perspective. It's been a joy, and thank you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All of you as well. I should have said that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're interested, you can still get my book, The Dark Truth, The Chilling Story of Summer Wells' Disappearance. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all the leading bookseller websites. So check that out if you're interested. The story of a 5-year-old little girl who went missing in the mountains of East Tennessee 2 years ago and hasn't been seen since. Check
Wow.
that out.
Huh.
All righty.
Now, is that a fiction book or
No,
not?
sir, that is actually true.
Wow.
That is a true story. She would be about
Wow.
7.5 now, I guess, but who knows what happened to her? There's been a lot of theories, a lot of speculation, but still no summer.
Wow.
Sad.
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, thanks everyone for tuning in to the night crew tonight. Thank you, panelists. Always glad to have you here. Appreciate you. So let's call it a night and see what happens. And go cut on the news and see what we missed.
All right, guys. Take care. Thanks a lot.
Good
You
night,
guys have a
Bob.
great night. Thank you all.
Bye, guys.
You
All right.
guys. Night.
Bye.